यहाँ पे कुछ बेसिक टर्म्स हैं। फॉर्मेशन ऑफ गैमेट्स, गैमेटोजेनेसिस, ट्रांसफर ऑफ स्पर्म्स इनटू द फीमेल जेनिटल ट्रैक्ट, इंसेमिनेशन, फ्यूजन ऑफ मेल एंड फीमेल गैमेट्स, fertilization leading to formation of zygote, blastocytes and its attachment to the uterine wall, implantation, embryonic development, gestation, delivery of the baby is called parturition. Male reproductive system is located in the pelvis region. It includes a pair of testes, accessory ducts, glands and the external genitalia. Testes are situated outside the abdominal cavity within a pouch called scrotum. Scrotum helps in maintaining the low temperature of the testis 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius lower than the normal internal body temperature. Its testis has about 250 compartments called testicular lobules. Each seminiferous tubule is lined on its inside by two types of cells called male germ cells, also called spermatogonia, and Sertoli cells. Leading cells synthesize and secrete testicular hormones called androgens. Male sex accessory ducts include retitestis, vasa efferentia, epididymis. Testes open into the vasa efferentia through retitestis. Vasa efferentia leave the testis and open into epididymis. Urethra originates from the urinary bladder and extends through the penis to its external opening called urethral meatus. Urethra originates from the urinary bladder and extends through the penis to its external opening called urethral meatus. Enlarged end of penis called the glans penis is covered by a loose fold of skin called foreskin. Seminal plasma, which is rich in fructose, calcium and certain enzymes. Bulbourethral glands also helps in the lubrication of the penis. Female reproductive system consists of a pair of ovaries along with a pair of oviducts, uterus, cervix, vagina and the external genitalia. Ovaries are the primary female sex organs that produce the female gamete ovum and several steroid hormones, ovarian hormones. Each ovary is about 2 to 4 cm in length and is connected to the pelvic wall and the uterus by ligaments. Oviducts, fallopian tubes, uterus and vagina constitutes the female accessory ducts. Part closer to the ovary is the funnel-shaped infundibulum. Infundibulum possesses finger-like projections called femori. Uterus is single and it is also called womb. Shape of the uterus is like an inverted pear. Cavity of the cervix is called cervical canal, which along with vagina forms the birth canal. Male external genitalia includes mons pubis, labia majora, labia minora, hymen and clitoris. Opening of the vagina is often covered partially by a membrane called hymen. Clitoris is a teeny finger-like structure which lies at the upper junction of the two labia minora. Breast is divided into 15 to 20 mammary lobes containing clusters of cells called alveoli. Cells of alveoli secrete milk. Several mammary ducts join to form a wider mammary ampulla which is connected to the lactiferous duct through which milk is sucked out. Immature male germ cells, spermatogonia, produce sperm by spermatogenesis that begins at puberty. Each spermatogonium is diploid and contains 46 chromosomes. Primary spermatocytes periodically undergo meiosis. These spermatids are transformed into spermatozoa sperm by the process called spermiogenesis. After spermiogenesis, sperm heads become embedded in the Sertoli cells and are finally released from the seminiferous tubules by the process called spermiation. Spermatogenesis starts at the age of puberty due to significant increase in the secretion of gonadotropin-releasing hormone. LH acts at the leading cells and stimulates synthesis and secretion of androgens. Androgens in turn stimulate the process of spermatogenesis. FSH acts on the Sertoli cells and stimulates secretion of some factors which help in the process of spermiogenesis. Sperm structure composed of a head, neck, a middle piece, a tail and having a haploid nucleus. Acrosome is filled with enzymes that help fertilization of the ovum. Human male ejaculates about 200 to 300 million sperm during a coitus. At least 60% sperms must have normal shape and size and at least 40% of them must show vigorous motility. The seminal plasma along with the sperms constitute the semen. The functions of the male sex accessory ducts and glands are maintained by the testicular hormones androgens. जो underlined part है वो highlighted line से कम important है. Process of formation of a mature female gamete is called oogenesis, which is markedly different from spermatogenesis. Oogenesis is initiated during the embryonic development stage. A couple of million gamete mother cells, oogonia, are formed within each fetal ovary. No more oogonia are formed and added after birth. Secondary oocyte forms a new membrane called zona pellucida. Graafian follicle now ruptures to release the secondary oocyte ovum from the ovary by the process called ovulation. Reproductive cycle in the female primates, monkeys, apes, human beings is called menstrual cycle. First menstruation begins at puberty and is called menarche. Menstruation is repeated at an average interval of 28 to 9 days. Both LH and FSH attain a peak level in the middle of the cycle about 14th day. Rapid secretion of LH leading to its maximum level during the mid-cycle called LH surge induces rupture of Graafian follicle and thereby the release of ovum called ovulation. Corpus luteum secretes large amounts of progesterone which is essential for maintenance of the endometrium. Menstrual cycle ceases around 50 years of age, that is termed as menopause. Fertilization can only occur if the ovum and sperms are transported simultaneously to the ampullary region. During fertilization, a sperm comes in contact with the zona pellucida layer of the ovum and induces changes in the membrane that blocks the entry of additional sperms. Secretions of the acrosome help the sperm enter into the cytoplasm of the ovum through the zona pellucida and the plasma membrane. Chorionic villi and the uterine tissue becomes interdigitated with each other and jointly form a structural and functional unit between developing embryo, fetus and the maternal body called placenta. Facilitate the supply of oxygen and nutrients to the embryo and also removal of carbon dioxide excretory waste materials produced by the embryo. The placenta is connected to the embryo through an umbilical cord which helps in the transport of substances to and from the embryo. Placenta also acts as an endocrine tissue and produces several hormones like human chorionic gonadotropins (HCG), human placental lactogen (HPL), estrogens, progestagens. Relaxin is also secreted by the ovary. HCG, HPL, and relaxin are produced in women only during pregnancy. Inner cell mass contains certain cells and stem cells which have the potential to give rise to all the tissues and organs. By the end of the second month of pregnancy, the fetus develops limbs and digits. By the end of 12 weeks, first trimester, most of the major organ systems are formed. For example, the limbs and external genital organs are well developed. The first movements of the fetus and appearance of hair on the head are usually observed during the 5th month. By the end of about 24 weeks, end of second trimester, the body is covered with fine hair, eyelids separate and eyelashes are formed. By the end of 9 months of pregnancy, the fetus is fully developed and is ready for delivery. Average duration of human pregnancy is about 9 months, which is called the gestation period. Parturition is induced by a complex neuroendocrine mechanism. Signals for parturition originate from the fully developed fetus and the placenta, which induce mild uterine contractions called fetal ejection reflex. Oxytocin acts on the uterine muscle and causes stronger uterine contractions. Mammary glands of the female undergo differentiation during the pregnancy and starts producing milk towards the end of pregnancy by the process called lactation. Milk produced during the initial few days of lactation is called colostrum.